8 years is a long time to wait for a game to make the leap from Japan to America. Some games get remastered faster than that, but Sega's Phantasy Star Online 2 is now officially out in North America on Xbox One as a free-to-play MMORPG, and it's not bad. Its unique brand of anime-style flair and pulse-pounding gameplay are far from what you'd expect in a typical online game, but PSO2's amazing combat system, rewarding progression, and passionate community prove it was mostly worth the wait. In PSO2, you take on the role of a new member in an elite task force that explores new planets and kills the bad guys. That's honestly about all you need to know or remember about this vague, jargon-packed story. Thankfully, the conversation events that move the story forward are self-contained in story quests, so they don't slow down the pace. Oh, and if you're worried that you didn't play the first Phantasy Star Online, don't be. It helps, but it's not required. PSO2 uses a lobby and instance system to congregate players and allow everyone to chat and team up. Once you've accepted a mission, you'll only see people in your party and a handful of others that are doing the same mission. It's a very objective-focused format that keeps things moving quickly at all times, but it loses a lot of the discovery and sense of scale that usually goes hand in hand with modern MMOs. Quests come in a handful of flavors, such as expeditions that usually set you off in a semi-open map to hunt down specific creatures, collect materials, or just beat the end boss. Then there are the specific client orders to fulfill on quests too, and these are like side contracts that can reward huge amounts of XP when you take on several at a time, as well as the story conversation missions themselves. The best type of quests in PSO2 are, without a doubt, the urgent quests. These are limited time missions that pop up server-wide at predetermined times and everyone can join in. The resulting mob is reminiscent of a raid with dozens of players working together, but it's usually far more chaotic and fast-paced than most MMOs. PSO2 is all about the gameplay. There are tons of classes to pick from, such as the Katana Bow Hybrid Braver, the Gravity-Defying Bouncer, the Big Sword-Wielding Hunter, the Assault Rifle Shooting Ranger, and many others. Combat feels like a mixture of Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter with flashy moves, fast attacks, and large beasts to slay. The skill tree you access back at the main ship lobby is full of passive ability bonuses, but your actual combat abilities are found as random loot drops on missions. Relying on the random loot gods to bless you with new abilities is a bit lame, but you can at least sell the ones you don't need or use them to upgrade existing skills. You eventually get to pick a subclass to gain the passive bonuses of another class, but nothing is all that permanent because you can just switch to any other main class just by talking to the skill trainer in the main lobby. Having flexibility is nice, but dedicating an entire character to a class identity is much more satisfying. Especially since the stellar character creation system is really powerful too, and lets you get into the details of each race as much as you'd like. It feels good to specialize. A lot of PSO2's content is playable solo. Many missions allow you to call on NPC allies for aid, which is a good way to practice difficult bosses or learn mechanics of enemies in a new region, and to take your time exploring if you'd like. But just like any other online-only game, PSO2 is heavily reliant on activity level and sincerity of its community. Fortunately, finding a party for missions and meeting people that actually use voice chat was never a problem, no matter the time of day. Most of PSO2's many systems are explained well enough if you're paying attention, but it requires a lot of reading up front and learning to navigate cumbersome menus that are easy to overlook. At its best, menu navigation is tedious. At its worst, it's a headache. Simple things like bringing up your inventory or checking your passive bonuses require multiple submenus of navigation due to the complexity and clunkiness. Then there's the matter of microtransactions, which sadly are to be expected in a free-to-play game. Every time you log in, Phantasy Star Online 2 tries to shove its cosmetic reward items, convenience items, salon passes, casino passes, fun tickets, scratch tickets, and so on down your throat. That sucks, but at least you can easily ignore it all without any pay-to-win scenarios. All that being said, prices are fair and nothing feels necessary to progress or enjoy yourself. One of the better items is the gold tier of the mission pass that works a lot like the battle pass from Fortnite, in which you can unlock tiers of cosmetic and convenience rewards based on completing certain types of quests. It's available for around $8 by itself, and for around $13 if you buy an entire month of premium subscription time, which grants some other convenience bonuses. Phantasy Star Online 2 is the kind of game you likely already know if you're interested in before you even pick it up. Between the ludicrous variety in classes, sheer amount of things to do and see, and the slick, refined combat, there is a lot of meat left on these 8-year-old bones. It shows its age in some convoluted ways and lacks an engaging story, but overall it more than makes up for those shortcomings with some truly exciting combat. For more on Phantasy Star Online 2, check out the first 18 minutes of gameplay and over 20 minutes of mid-game exploration gameplay. And for everything else, stick with IGN.